Welcome, Window to China Cable TV. I'm the host, Chih-Hsiang. I'm pleased to have Li 老师 and Li 老师 with me on the show. Can you introduce yourself, Li 老师?
Sure. Thank you for inviting us. My name is Chih-Hsiang Li. I'm the Executive Director of CCACC, which stands for Chinese Culture and Community Service Center. We serve the Chinese around capital area of all ages. And we're one of the largest grassroots community service center in this area.
So what activities do you usually do?
Right now, primarily, we have an adult daycare center, which takes care of about 200-some people every day. Other than that, we have a health and human service area, which provides a free clinic for the people who doesn't have insurance. And also we provide a lot of health-related service to the community. And other than that, we also have an educational service for the kids. We have a special...
Do you teach Chinese language?
Yes, we do. Because we have a school specifically for those kids who were adopted by the American family. And there are about 50 of them. And even the parents learn Chinese.
You have done a lot of work. How about Li 老师? Can you introduce yourself?
Of course. My name is Mei Lu. I'm the president of Washington Arc Foundation. Washington Arc Foundation was founded in 2010. Was a nonprofit organization. All of our founders and executive members are volunteers, so we all hold professional positions in government or private sector industry, but we are all leaders of the community and serving the American Chinese at large. In the past few years, our mainly focus on bridging the culture and heritage between China and the United States. We host a lot of performances and programs. For example, Cultures of China, Festival of Spring. I actually brought some brochures. If you could see some Sun Tzu Ying's recital tour, singing tour, some Brothers
the
Sway,
top singer in China,
show.
Sun Tzu Ying.
Exactly. Pianist, world-renowned pianist Yin Chengzong recital tour, and also this is the Cultures of China Festival of Spring. So we mainly focus on artistic programs in this area.
Good work. So this year is the 17th anniversary of World Anti-Fascist War and the Chinese Anti-Japanese War. The four places, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan mainland, have held a series of events to celebrate. Why you are here? I heard that you're going to hold a concert?
Yeah.
So
yes.
tell more about that. When are you going to hold that concert? Where?
The two organizations, we started planning this a couple of years ago because like Mei said, 10 years ago we had the 60 years anniversary. We had a concert. And this is the 70th year, and we feel that it's an important time to have another concert to remind people, the danger of war, and we want to remind that some of the suffering the Chinese people has experienced. And so it's important for us to continue this teaching of history as well as maintaining of the peace.
Oh, that's a central theme. So where are you going to host this concert?
So we're going to, this concert is going to be at the Signature Concert Hall of Strathmore in Maryland. If you've been there, it's Bethesda, downtown North Bethesda. Very nice location, very nice venue. It's going to be on September 5th evening, which is a Saturday. So really, hope you could join us, and everyone, the audience could join us as well.
So why is September 5th? Is this some
I think
meaning?
September the 3rd is actually the Japanese surrender. And, that's the date. And the closest weekend is the 5th.
This is a Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So with you all coordinating this concert, so you have been planning for years. So what do you do? What the difficulties have you been experienced?
First of all, we have to get the event going, get the two organizations together so that we know that we want to have a concert. But what kind of concert? What the artists we're going to invite, how I will get all the people involved so that we have a successful concert. So it all takes planning. And Mei can tell you a lot more of her
That
end.
is why important to you. Do you have like personal experience or related to the World War II or some anti-Japanese war?
Yeah, I think it's important to me. It's important to all of our organizing committee members, and I think it should be important to everyone. But personally, I have my actually grandpa was a soldier in the war. Then he actually got a leg injury, and his senior years was suffering from the injury, and I was there like holding him, walking. He couldn't walk too much. From my organization, another lady, her two uncles joined the war, fought side by side, and actually one of them died. And actually, Mr. Lee can give you more stories from his family.
Actually, I grew up in Taiwan, but I was born in China, and all my relatives, my father's generation, every single one of them are touched by the World War II, especially the war in Asia. And my father, he attended a university in Shanghai, but during his sophomore year, he basically just gave up his study, went to join the Air Force. And so he graduated from the Air Force Academy. It's the number 15th year of the academy. So he came to the United States for training, and later on he flew the bomber back to China via India. So he was involved in the tail end of the war, at least about 3 years. And also, for example, one of our organizer, his father is actually a paratrooper, and this is his picture with General Chanel, which is the Flying Tiger.
Flying Tiger, 飞虎队.
And also, on the other side, we all grew up learning something about so-called escaping from the disaster. Every elderly will tell us their experience in going to the fallout shelter and going from city to city in order to escape the war. This is all give us a very, very deep impression, and we cannot forget their experience. Every time we talk about war, we think about something like this. And so I would want our next generation to remember as well that Chinese has experienced such war, so we don't want that happen again. If we don't remind that, they will never know what happened before.
That could be as the memorial concert. Is it the theme? I mean, what you name the theme? So this is never forgotten concert. What is the purpose you want to remind people to do to remember this day?
So the name of the concert is called Never Forgotten, a musical tribute to the victory. It's really just tell people not to forget those heroes fought in the war and those lives touched and suffered in the war. But I think most importantly, also to remind people that we live in a peaceful world right now. We should give our full blessings to the world peace and the joy.
So tell us, if people want to know more about the concert, they will buy the ticket, where they can find you. Tell us your website.
Sure. So all the ticket information is on www.ark-usa.org. And also I want to take a chance to give our greatest gratitude to our sponsors. One of the main one is China Telecom Americas. They not only offer cell phone services here, but they also wholeheartedly supporting the community services and events such as ours. I have their flyer there. I'm very fortunate to have them support us.
What about your the website of your organization?
Our organization website is www.ccacc-dc.org. We're a nonprofit organization, and we will have all the ticket information as well as the information on concert, as well as we continue to find out more story about the World War II from the community. We all post it on either the website and also the newspaper we have every week that on different Chinese newspaper as well.
Yeah, we're looking for that. The stories and the concert and the music is singers, the famous singer I heard about.
Yes.
So what are they involved in? So do you have a very famous singer or artist?
So let me start with the biggest part, which actually happening in Fairfax County. We're actually inviting the Fairfax Symphony Orchestra as the orchestra playing music for us. That's a full professional orchestra, 70 members. We're grateful for their involvement. Other than that, we also invited a conductor from Shanghai Philharmonic Orchestra, very top 10 conductor, also a director of the symphony from Shanghai. He's flying over on free to perform for us.
The concert is going to come in soon, September 5th at Strathmore Music Center. So we are having the president of Washington Arc Foundation, Lü Laoshi, and the president of Chinese Culture and Community Service Center, Li Laoshi, with us on Channel 10. So keep watching this channel, Window to China, on Channel 10 every Tuesday and Saturday, 7:30 p.m. We will take a break.
Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty.
You'd think it would be easy to tell which kids have trouble with their eyesight. But that's not always the case. Even though 1 in 4 children may have a vision problem, eye doctors tell us the symptoms aren't always so obvious. We do know that 80% of all childhood learning is visual. And without good vision, kids can have trouble learning to read and may fall behind in school. For clues on how to spot the real-life signs of childhood vision problems and what parents can do, visit checkyearly.com. A public service message from the Vision Council of America and Reading is Fundamental.
Welcome back to the Window to China Cable TV. I'm the host, Xin Zhang. I'm pleased to have Peng Laoshi with me on Channel 10. Welcome to you. Can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here. My name is Philp Peng, and I am a resident of Montgomery County, where I have been living there since 1998 with my wife and my son and my family. And during daytime, of course, I have a day job and I work for the DC government in the finance and budgeting field. But during weekends and all my spare time, I'm very much involved in the community music and arts events. And I'm, of course, my background, I'm professionally trained musician, and I was a singer for many years. And now I mostly doing choral conducting.
We talk about the concert co-organized by the Washington Art Foundation and the CCACC
Yes.
organization. So what role do you play?
I was very honored to be asked to be the music director or artistic director of this concert event, which is planned for the Saturday, the September 5th at Strathmore in northern Bethesda.
So as a music director, how do you plan that? I mean, it's the challenge. How did you decide to accept this position?
Well, in many ways, it is a very challenging job. And I first of all, I would like to answer your second question, is what, and how and why I accepted this job. As I mentioned, I myself am a musician, and I like to sing and do a lot of music events and to help the community. And so this is my passion, where that my talent and what I can do really for the community, of course, and that's why I would love to take on this challenge. But of course, it is very difficult because you want to put on such a large scale concert and such a wonderful, beautiful venues in a concert hall like Strathmore. And it's not easy. We have to put a lot of a program and design to the way that will not only to meet this event, the goals that the organizer would like to reach and have, but also at the same time, and it also requires in some sort of like music entertainment. And the people come here not only to understand the history and to understand through music, but also to be entertained as well. And that's why there is a challenge there.
How do you present that? Help them understanding the theme is the history.
Well, I think of course, the program is the key point. And I think at the beginning, by the way, I do want to mention that the committee has been very supportive of what we have been doing and give all the support that they can give us. And it's, so it makes the job in some way easier, in fact. And I think for instance, in terms of designing the program and of selecting music and pieces, that they have always been very supportive and give 100% okay to that. So I think the goal is we put together not only through the music and through the performance, we want to reflect what happened in a history and during that particular period, and we want people to remember that. But at the same time, I think we always look forward. And we will for humankind, and I think we would love to look at the human peace and for friendship, for the joyfulness, and especially not only for our generation, but also for the younger generations as well.
So do you develop the steps, then so present the theme,
yes,
like a different theme? The first part, maybe you never forget it, this history. The second part, we pursue peace. So do you do that way, step by step?
Absolutely, exactly. And you said just exactly what we were planned for. I think, as I mentioned earlier, we're talking about the history, and at the same time, we're talking about the human futures as well. So the first part of the program was designed mainly to focus on the music and themes that would reflect that period of time during which there's a war happened and people died and people fight for the war against those invasions and aggressions. And that's the first part of that, for which we have selected very well-known, and those musics were composed and produced during that period of time. And then we switch, and for the second half, that was the bright and side of the concert, and we're talking about the humankind, the friendship, the love, the joy, and the peacefulness. And we, in fact, we made the decision that we are going to use the Beethoven Symphony No. 9, fourth movement, or what's called the choral movement, Ode to Joy, to end the concert. And we just felt that this probably could give us what exactly that we're talking about and we're looking for the human future and for the human kindness and the friendship.
So what forms do you do included? Like solo singers, choirs?
Yes, it's a variety of music shows, in fact. We have choral singing, and choral singing including adult choral singing and also children's choral singing as well. And I want to tell you that we actually put together a 200 choral members, a large choral ensembles that will be on stage and sing. And plus, in addition to that, we also were able to put together 130 pieces of children's chorus as well. And that would be also for the second half of the program. And also we have, of course, we have a solo singings as well, and those that we brought in from the graduates from Metropolitan Opera and Washington Operas, all these young singers and bright future stars of operatic world. So, wow. And plus we were able to, and very happy and fortunate to have invited a brilliant and conductor from China to lead this orchestral piece in the second half.
So many a wonderful program will be coming up soon on September 5th.
Yes.
We're looking for that. So if you give me examples, what is the strength do you think you can present to us?
I think first of all, I would say the strength really is the bounded together and with one goal in our mind by not only the committee members, but also all the communities at large, particularly those members that participate in the choral singing. I think that's the real strength of this event. And as far as music is concerned, I think the choral pieces probably is the focal point, and I think it would strike very well for this entire celebration event.
Yeah, I mean, it's hundreds of people involved in this program.
That's true.
So, give me examples how organizers support you, then you organize or you cooperate with them very well.
As I mentioned, I think first of all the committee members, of course, very supportive from all angles, and anything that they can provide to make our job a lot easier. For instance, I'll give an example, and I think to put together a large, almost close to 200 choral members to rehearse on every weekend, every Friday evening, and we have to rehearse, and plus we also have 130 pieces of children's choirs to rehearse as well. So you need to have a large facilities to help for the rehearsal, right? And I think CCACC, Mr. Lee's organization has been very, very kind and to provide and offer those conveniences and facilities for us to use. So that's the greatest support that we have got from the two organizers.
I think you spent your weekend time too, so you have a lot of contributions for the concert, and we really appreciate.
Thank you.
So when you talk about the Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, it's probably, I guess, that the last best part you put, right?
That's exactly. I think that very true. I think the reason to have that one is that eventually we want, like I mentioned earlier, the goal is really to find the human kindness and the brotherhood, the friendship. And I think probably the Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Fourth Movement couldn't be any better pieces that we can find. So there's really a piece that we hope that can provide the joyfulness and links all the humankind all together for the joyfulness. And I think we have this piece, of course, programmed at the end of the show.
Oh, what's this piece called? Is the Ode Joy?
Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy.
Yes.
Okay. Have you prepared the encore piece? I mean, in case the audience is so excited, then you have to come back with them.
Yeah. Usually I probably would not say this because we want to put the encore pieces as secret pieces, and so that we will give you audience a real nice surprise. But for you, I think I will tell your audience, of course.
I'm happy in your program too, so I deserve it.
And I think we prepared, as I said, that probably is the highest peak point for the concert. It's very difficult that for you to find another piece can also overcome and to even reach another high plateaus of the concert. But I think we were very fortunate to find a piece, and it's a choral piece and came out about early or to middle 1980s, and it was a theme song from a documentary film, and I was talking about a river. It's called the Yangtze River. If your audience ever heard this, and it's a beautiful, beautiful piece, and it's really to expresses and describing how magnificent this river is, and of course, along with the land and the countryside and the peoples who live on this land. And I think also expresses deeply, deeply the kind of love and of also love to each other, and of course, the passion to the homeland. And I think it's a beautiful piece, and we believe it will hit another notch of highlight of the concert.
I know, actually, I deserve to listen to your song. So now, actually, but I will leave this for audience, for myself, and then on the September 5th. So we can watch the concert. When it's where? Tell me again.
Again, it's Saturday, the September 5th evening at 7 o'clock at the Strathmore Concert Hall. It's a Saturday before the Labor Day weekend. So please and buy your tickets and come join us and to celebrate with us.
Thank you for joining us, Peng 老师.
Thank you.
Then we will wrap up and see you next time. Watch on Channel 10, Window to China Cable TV. Bye. Window to China and CCACC has reached out to the hundreds of Chinese community, Asian community, and American community on performance, interview in education, politics, culture, etc. It's a link for all the communities. CU and Judy Wu, the publisher AC Business, are making joint efforts to promote the program on Newspaper Weekly. Window to China and CCACC is a 30 minutes long English program. It will be available on YouTube, Facebook, Google+, AC Business News, like keywords, Window to China and CCACC.